They rolled up dressed as cops, badges gleaming, radios crackling, even a fake cruiser parked crooked in our gravel driveway. They thought they could scare us into packing up and leaving our family's remote cabin. What they didn't know, my son, Daniel, trains with the FBI in tactical martial arts and doesn't back down from a fight. We'd moved to the cabin for a peaceful summer escape, no drama, no noise. Just the crisp mountain air and the lake's quiet shimmer, but barely. 48 hours in, trouble strutted up in the form of HOA President Karen. Clipboard clutched like a weapon, her attitude dialed to 11. Cabins can't have more than the vehicles, she barked, jabbing a finger at our perfectly legal third car. I kept my cool, explaining our deed predates her little HOA empire. We weren't members, never would be. She didn't like that. Her eyes narrowed, and she hissed that we'd regret not cooperating. I brushed it off as petty neighbor nonsense. Big mistake. That Friday, I was in town grabbing supplies when they struck. Two men in fake sheriff uniforms stormed up to the cabin, flashing flimsy badges and claiming Daniel was being detained for some trumped-up zoning violation. But Daniel's no pushover. Something felt off. Their cruiser had no plates. Their gear was a mismatched mess, and one guy kept fidgeting with his holster like a nervous amateur. When they lunged to grab him, they got a hard lesson in underestimating a 22-year-old with FBI training. Daniel's been drilling Krav Maga and close quarters combat with federal agents. As part of his internship, in seconds, one goon was eating dirt. His own cuff slapped on his wrists, the other bolted. But Daniel dropped him with a swift leg sweep and had him pinned before he could blink. Cool as ice, he called the real sheriff's office. I got his call while hauling groceries and floored it home, breaking every speed limit in a panic. By the time I arrived, the sheriff's deputies were there, confirming these clowns weren't cops. They were hired muscle from a sketchy private security firm, and who was behind it? You guessed it, Karen. Turns out, she'd forged documents, claiming she had legal authority to evict non-compliant squatters. She didn't count on Daniel sniffing out her scam or dismantling her goons. Like a scene from an action flick. That night, Karen was arrested for conspiracy, impersonating law enforcement, and attempted kidnapping. Her whole board crumbled within days after the media got hold of the story. Exposing her power trip, the FBI sent Daniel a commendation for his quick thinking and textbook takedown. Our cabin has never been more peaceful. Karen's banned from the lake, and her clipboard tyranny is history. Moral of the story, don't mess with a family that knows how to fight back. Want more? HOA horror stories where karma hits hard. Hit follow for the wildest tales of neighborly nonsense getting shut down.